Welcome to Think Alive. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
Welcome back to the Finca.
The hot Finca.
A very hot Finca. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to you all for your lovely comments on the last video. We're absolutely overwhelmed and we're slowly working our way through responding to them. Great response with regards to the t-shirts as well.
Yes.
So that's something we're definitely going to go ahead with. So watch this space.
Yeah, and keep sending your slogans. We've had quite a few funny because things that we don't realise that we say all the time. Yes, weather, it's nowhere near cool enough yet. We're forecast to be 42 degrees Celsius, which is 108 Fahrenheit, this coming week. Lovely, we're not looking forward to that at all. No. It still hasn't rained for 87 days now. We haven't had a drop. Someone asked in the comments. So the courtyard behind us is on hold until it cools down a bit, which should be first couple of weeks of September.
Yeah, so not too far.
But it's not going away. So in the meantime, we're going to be carrying on in the old corral. We've just come up with a plan. We've spent some time earlier with our plan. We'll go and show you. So I'm back in position under the sink, or the sink to be. I've had a look around, a hunt around this morning. I found a lot of nice stones. We're just going to continue this stone floor under the sink. It's probably the easiest way because you don't have to buy stones, we have to buy the lime. It will be a slightly different colour because we've run out of the sand, as we said the other day, for our original stuff, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be under the sink. And then I'm going to try and get this hole filled in where the services come in. So if I can get that done today, that will be a result. So let's get on with it. Right, so yet another mix. I've got my trusty assistant here, Catsy, to help me out. I'm going to do the floor first because it'll be easier to build up that on top of the floor when the floor's in. So, here goes nothing. First one's in. I'll carry on. Right, second bucket. I've just put a lot of gravel down on there to try and build it up a little bit because obviously it saves on mortar and mixing. So we get in there. Right, there we go. I'll move out of the way. Pretty much done. I've run out, mix 3 ran out. But I'm not doing another one today because these cables coming out of here, I want to put elbows on them so I can run conduit up the wall when we come to use them, and I need to find a couple of little more flat stones like this just to screen over the top of that. This little mountain here, we'll give them a name. We're leaving them because I don't really want to start smashing it up with the big thing, and it's a bit of character under the sink. So yeah, I'm going to find some elbows for the conduit. Right, so these are my cables, excessively long. I just want to put a little elbow on the bottom that the conduit will go into when it comes up the wall, when I come to put them into the consumer unit, which is up there. So I'm just going to cut them down a little bit to make it easier to 33, because it's not easy, and then get them on. Right, okay, so they're in. I can run with 2 wires now up the wall. I'm going to be moving this socket anyway. We'll probably put a nice one on somewhere on the outside of the unit when we decide where. But yeah, so now I can get the rest of this stonework finished and get everything in position. Right, so we've hit a pause. The floor's drying out lovely actually. I want to get these pieces of conduit in because obviously when they're running into the ground, we want to make sure that they're straight, which means I'm going to have to run the wires inside it because I won't be able to get them in afterwards, which means these are going to be live, and these 2 wires terminate in the main part of the house. We put them in underground when we did it all to say the problem with electrical installation in a building like this, you don't want wires running down your walls, you don't want to be able to see them, you certainly don't want to put them in conduit down your walls because it's absolutely ugly. So we put these underground before, when we did all the groundworks basically, so that all the sort of infrastructure for it was in place. But I'm going to have to take this socket out to put the two things up. One's for lighting, by the way, and one's for sockets. That's why it's doing always a bit of redundancy. So, which means I'm going to have to terminate them where they are in the end with a socket or something, or just a junction box. However, this one is just an extension lead that plugs into our Wi-Fi, which is in the snug. We only need the Wi-Fi really for around the house and stuff. And there's a system we're going to put in, which we just found out about, which runs through your main socket. So you plug that into your router, you plug your router into the wall, and then you can plug little outlets, Wi-Fi outlets, wherever you want, and it draws through your mains. Amazing technology. No idea how it works, but it does. So I'm going to have to get this out of the way, and then wire up the Wi-Fi, which is in the snug, which is where it's staying now, because we're going to move the office into the snug, because we need a little office for all our editing and stuff like that. And so we've had to actually spend most of the morning discussing, planning for the future layout and how things are going to work. If we put the office in the snug, we'll still have room for two big chairs in front of the fire, which will be lovely. So I think first thing to do, I'm going to get this socket out and terminate those cables in the other part of the house. Right, so this is the snug. We're going to put the desk over there. We're going to be taking that door out, we said before, and putting a window in. This is the router now, it's just hanging on a nail on the wall and sat on an old fire, but it works. But we're deciding we can't actually leave this where it is, so I've got a proper installation for that. And then on the other side of this wall is where the services come in. So we can just for now temporarily run an extension. There's a door at the top here, can you see that? I think you can just. And just run a cable through there for now, just to plug that back in and keep all that working. The thing is, it just pecks your head. It's all problematic all the time, and it does take a lot of thinking about, because we don't want to be bodging things up later on in the renovation. So we're going to have a look where they come in. Right, so the other side of the wall, this is where all the services come in, the water, even the waste, which you can't quite see, and these are my two wires. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably just going to terminate off the lighting cable in the junction box, leave him down here, and probably put a socket on the end of this one, just temporary, stick it somewhere on the wall, so we can just feed our router back, which is in there. And that'll get us up and running and bouncing on a little bit. Right, someone suggested for a t-shirt, if that makes sense. Right, don't try this at home, kids. We're going in. Right, we're in. I switched our sockets off, that's these two here. Slacken them off. There's only this wire into the sockets at the minute. The utility is on its own separate circuit for the whole of the utility room. We don't use a lot of power, we try and stay away from power hungry things. Right, smashing. Right, I need to unplug the Wi-Fi. We'll be out of communication for a little while. So take the front out of the socket, take the front off the socket. Sharon's online washing, by the way, you'll be shocked to hear. There we go, he's off, I think. And then just ease him out. I did undo the earth wire as well. There we go. Right, so we're clear now. But I need to go and cap off, terminate those ends in there, because when I put them in here they'll be live and it's a bit dodgy. So we'll go and do that next. Right, so I've just stuck that to the wall using you know what, expanding foam. I'm just going to terminate the other cable in this junction box and stick that to the wall next to it. And get him undone. There we go. I'll show you that way. We'll have him enter in there. Yep. It's only temporary. It just needs to be serviceable for, well, until we get around to doing this. Of course we'll do it properly then. Right, I'll get this one finished off and get back into the corral. So back in the utility. Obviously I've got a hole here where that one came out, but I need one for my lighting circuit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drill through ever so gently, because we don't want to nick any of these wires. In fact, I'm going to put a block of wood behind there just in case. Just a minute, I shall be back. Here we go. Just going to walk off. I just found this outside. I'm going to stick him in there, under the wires, out of the way. Then if I do drill through it, I'll only drill into the wood. Alrighty, try again. The next thing is to measure and cut the conduit. I've threaded the wire through that one, he's just sat there. I'll put him into the thing in a minute, I'll cut him and strip him. Just need to do the other one now. For this one, and then we'll put some clips on it to hold it in place, hold it exactly where we want it. So, next one. There we go, nice and neat, look at that. Right, so all I need to do now is strip these back and stick them in the various things. We can put the cover back on and see if it's all worked. Right, it's done, it works. I've tested the socket in there, that works fine. I keep changing angles because Sharon's working away along that beam and I have to keep putting the camera in a different position. So now I can get the front back on here and move all this cable, all the temporary stuff out of the way, put it over that side. We can deal with that in the future when we get over there. But for now, we've actually got something else finished in here. It's done, permanent.
Nearly there, number 5. It's blooming hot today. Heat rises and all that. I said it before, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough paint to get me to the end of this one, but we'll see. We'll see.
Right, it's all done, it's all working, we've got internet, we've got computer, and we can edit and upload videos. All we've got to do is make them. I'm so pleased this is done. It's been bugging me for a while, but when you're doing a place like this, you've got a forward plan for your other rooms. With an empty shell, if you're not living in it, it's pretty easy. Get your electrical installation in, get your plumbing installation in, etc, etc. But when you're actually living in the place and you need bits finished, you've really got to be careful and think ahead, so you don't get caught out in the future. Because as I said earlier, you don't want a beautiful room finished and then think, oh no, I need lights in here, where am I going to run the wires, etc, etc. So if you do embark on something like this, always plan well ahead with your services, your mains, your water, etc. Anyway, enough waffle. In the morning I can get this floor done now, finally, and but now it's time for an ice cold beer because it's red hot and I've had enough. Right, so I'm back in position. I've got a pile of stones. Going to finish this floor off and get that hole where all the services come in blocked up. Sharon's on number 6 now, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, fantastic. We just seem to be working and working at the moment, and with not a lot to show for it, not a lot to see. But it's all got to be done. Excellent. Right, all around the wires, the cables, the conduits, all done there. I've started on this hole, I've run out. I've got a couple of big stones ready to go in. So there's a light at the end of my mortaring, building things, tunnel, for this phase of the building anyway. Right, so we'll get another mix on and get that finished off. So finally, all the stonework is finished again. Good to have it done. Everything's sorted out now. We can now start moving forward again. It takes so long sometimes, these little fiddly jobs. Like moving, sorting all the cables out and messing about with this. So now the next thing I need to do is get this wall and this wall scraped down and wiped down, ready for lime washing. Sharon's nearly at the end of the way around there, so if I start here, by the time I get around there, she should be gone elsewhere. And then of course we can start to build our units, but obviously we don't want to do it yet until all the lime wash is done, because we don't want to get lime on our lovely new wood. So excellent, so I'm going to start on these walls. They're not bad, to be honest. The first thing we've got to do is just scrape off any just loose stuff off the surface. It's all got by these cupboards, and I keep saying it, but all the stuff will be gone and we'll have nice clean spaces. But in the meantime we're having to work around it. So first thing, scrape away. Much better. Move everything around. Have to relocate the cats. He doesn't want to move. Alright, stay there then. He should be alright actually. There's only a little bit up here. Come on, silly, out of the way. Come on. Good boy. There we go. Super, all the scraping is done, we're all cleaned up. Cats is run off because he's scared of the vacuum cleaner, he doesn't like it at all. We'd just like to say as well, thank you so much for all the people that expressed an interest in t-shirts. We're a bit overwhelmed really. So we've been working hard on them, getting some designs done. We've found a company that does print on demand and ships worldwide, or to the majority of the world. So we're working on them. We've put some designs in and stuff that we like. We're just waiting for some samples to come so we can check the quality of them before we let them go live, as it were. But anyway, all we need to do now with this is wipe it down with a wet cloth to take all the dust off it. We'll probably wait until, we'll probably do that directly before we do the lime washing, because a bit of moisture on it absorbs into the wall a bit and helps the lime to stick. But as you can probably guess, we aren't doing that today. Shaman's gone shopping, and when she comes back we're going to chill out for a bit. It's so hot, it's not so bad in here, it's pleasant, but if we've got to go outside to do mixes and things like that, it becomes seriously hot, especially at this time later in the afternoon. So we're going to call it a day there, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, stay tuned in to follow our progress. We're going to be changing colour over here, and then we're going to be building the sink unit and finishing this one off to make it all look lovely. So yeah, thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you on, I always get this day wrong, what day is it today? It's Sunday.